Hey, good morning. We are here at the university. What campus is this?
UNLV.
UNLV. University of what?
Las Vegas.
What does the N stand for is what I'm trying to figure out. University Las Vegas, that's ULV, but what's UNLV? Here's what I'm doing. I'm here. I'm asking Christians to stop and tell me.
University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Oh, that sounds good. I'm asking Christians if they think animal abuse is a sin. I got both boxes checked, yes and no, because every time I talk to them, what I end up getting is, yes, they believe it's a sin, but by the time I'm done with 2 or 3 questions, they're all saying, no, it's not a sin. Especially when I get to the part about what they eat. So hopefully today we'll get a few conversations. If not, you can just look at me from behind and say, who is that girl? No, it's, I'm gonna go over here. Come look at the table, come here, come check out the table. We're handing out literature. We're also here with friends of ours that are going to be handing out literature from PETA, from Mercy for Animals, so many other groups. And of course, I'm here with my table, and I've got some literature from Creation Care Church, which is a wonderful online church. If you've never heard of them, check them out. Creation Care Church. They have, it's so hard to find Christians of a like mind who are vegan, and he has an online service every Friday night. Great little community, great place to get all the ammunition you need to share veganism or advocate for veganism with Christians. And of course, Vegan Theology. I'll be giving out some of these stickers. Great podcast. You want to hear that because these guys just go so deep into when they do book studies and stuff that if you're into that kind of thing and at college, it's just, they're perfect for it. Either way, check them out. And of course, let's see what we can get conversation. Oh, here comes somebody. Here, look it. Can I give you some vegan literature? Oh, can I give you some religious literature? Can I tell you a joke? Okay. Frankenstein, Creature from Black Lagoon, Dracula, Wolfman. Good, so you came over here for information, didn't you? Okay, so you came here for me too, so that means you got the tattoo story, now you get a little bit of the vegan story. Have you ever thought about it?
Well, maybe.
What do you think about it?
Let me take a look. Like, I thought about it. Like, I don't like the harm they put animals.
Okay, see, that's the hard part, and it was for me too, because like you see all the stuff we put out, you see the videos on YouTube, you know animals are like tortured, like the stuff they do to animals. Like if I said to you, I'm gonna raise these puppy dogs downstairs, and then after about a few months, I'm gonna fatten them up and hang them upside down, stab them in the throat, you wouldn't talk to me. You'd call the cops on me. Yet you pay people to do that at factory farms. You see how twisted it is? Get out of here, I'll talk to you again. Thank you for stopping. Right on, thank you. Grab literature.
Well, actually, now I'm curious. Do y'all know like a yogurt equivalent?
Sure.
So delish. Oh, so there is an equivalent.
Yeah, there are several.
So when you go to the store and you get your usual yogurt, just take the right next to it. Same thing with ice cream. Same thing with milk.
Oh,
You got
okay.
your almond milk, your oat milk, your cashew milk.
Oh, you got one.
You got your almond ice cream.
Because that's like the main like dairy product I ever
This is
see.
how we get them under the tent. It starts, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Oh God.
Beat the rain, get under the tent, listen to the people talk about being nice to animals.
They look pretty much nothing with animals. So even when you don't eggs, butter,
Nope.
milk.
Two things. It was a choice. And if you read in Leviticus chapter 1, verses 1, 2, and 3, it says only if you choose to. It's not a requirement.
I got something for you. I got one. Power of the spoken word.
Yes?
Name it. Who in the Bible had the power of the spoken word?
You tell me.
It was Abraham,
Okay.
Enoch, Jesus Christ,
Mhm.
candlestick, holding.
Okay. Power of spoken word. You bet. So he's hitting me with the power of the spoken word, which had absolutely nothing to do with the conversation we were just having, and then he walked away because I don't think he liked the fact that I read Leviticus.
Well, we have a display of all the food. You might
Come hang out. Let's go. Come on.
Get over here.
Come on,
It's
come
safe.
talk to
We're
us.
your safe space over
It's
here.
fun.
You're like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Come on
Yeah,
over.
Let's go. Here we go.
4 minutes 59. 4 minutes 50.
So you said you've thought about it, but it hasn't directly appealed to you. Have
Well-
you tried many vegan foods?
Actually, a couple years ago, I went to that Modern Vegan. It's like
Oh,
right
yeah,
around the corner.
okay.
I love modern vegan.
My friend, she invited me there. She's totally into it.
What did you get?
Some burger.
Cool.
How was it?
It was good. Obviously, I knew there was a difference.
Yeah.
What types of food do you usually eat at home or when you go out?
Chicken nuggets. Really.
Chicken nuggets!
Yeah.
There are lots of vegan
So you
options.
got
These
that.
are actually made with jackfruit.
And the nuggets is all about the sauce. Come on, it's all about the sauce.
So when you go to the grocery store, they're just going to be in the food section.
I go to Sprouts a lot. I
Okay,
do see it's like an abundance of
Yeah, I think I got
kind of stuff.
everything here from Sprouts actually.
Can I ask you if you are against animal abuse?
You mean like?
Would you ever hurt an animal if you didn't?
Oh no.
No, you're
But I thought you meant like the slaughterhouse. Like I do like
right.
animal products, but not like the.
Are you in favor of slaughterhouses, or do you think it's wrong?
You know, it never really came to my attention. Animal abuse did. Like I feel like if you have a pet, that you shouldn't have one at all. I have a cat. You know, like kind of sick, so just use your cat.
Of course.
Slaughterhouse, I didn't really exposed to it too much.
Right. So that's why we're here to kind of expose people to get thinking, because if you wouldn't hurt an animal yourself, why should?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
What reasons? She said she encourages it. What reasons does she give you that she encourages it?
Most of us don't pay anymore.
Yeah, probably a bunch. Okay. A lot of us, when we go vegan, we think it's for health reasons or things like that. That is an aspect, but veganism is a big umbrella. It's not just about the health, but it's about the ethics of what happens to animals. It's about animal exploitation. So do we avoid animal exploitation in all forms? Yeah. Does it help our health? Oh yeah, absolutely. Dude, I'm gonna be 64 years old next month. I feel better than I ever did in my life. I got a few aches and pains, but it wasn't because of the health thing. For me, it was an ethical thing. I got to thinking to the point, well, because I'm kind of a religious guy, I'm like, can I eat food products that are made from animal foods? As a Christian, can I stand before you, strangers, or even before God and say, yeah, God, I think animals should be hung upside down, and when they're screaming in pain and begging for mercy, I should pay somebody to stab them in the throat so I can have some McNuggets. It just, do you see what I mean? When you think about it that way, it just doesn't work. So then I'm like, you know what? I need to go vegan. And I did back in I think it was 2008. It might have been 7. I don't remember exactly because it wasn't something I was planning on. But here I am now, and I'm so glad I did. What's keeping you?
Nothing, I guess.
Come on, your mom's all for it.
As I've thought about it, I haven't had to take the time to really think about it.
What do you think? What, if you think about it, what is in your way? Like, what kind of roadblocks do you think you'd be dealing with?
I can't think of anything.
Well, let's go over a couple that I would hear. Since I do this kind of thing a lot, I hear people say, for example, convenience. Since we live in a world where 99% of the population does eat products made from animal abuse, it sometimes becomes inconvenient for you to be the one guy who doesn't.
Right.
Because I'm going out with my friends, I'll go out with after church, we go out to lunch, everybody orders food from animal abuse, and then they all give me crap about it. Yet at the same time, I'm doing what's right, but it does become difficult. So it does become a little bit inconvenient like that. I'm trying to give you the downside of it. The upside, though, is at the end of the day, I didn't pay anybody to torture an animal. Which one's more important?
Right.
So when people tell me maybe it's too inconvenient for them to go vegan, I say doing the right thing is many times inconvenient, but it's still the right thing to do. Let's go to another one. Cost-wise, it's not that expensive. A lot of people come to me thinking that it's more expensive to eat vegan. I gotta tell you, I can buy a bag of rolled oats and have overnight oatmeal. You ever hear of overnight oatmeal? Okay, I'll throw in some blueberries and some walnuts and some chia seeds the next morning. I can have a whole month of breakfast for under $10. That's not expensive. What am I saying? Probably less than $5. Okay, so it's a matter of what you eat. If you're gonna buy all the processed foods, like if you're gonna buy processed burgers, like Impossible Burger, those are yummy. I'll have them at a barbecue when I go to a friend's house for fun. But if you're gonna eat that, then yeah, it can be more expensive. So it does take, a little bit of a hump to get over that when you're learning to eat all new foods over again.
Right.
Another objection would be taste. Some people say, well, I don't like the way that it's possible. You know what? Some people like McDonald's, some people don't like Burger King. Some people like Burger King, they don't like Wendy's. You're gonna find a vegan option that you like. When you do, stick with it. It's nothing, not everybody likes the same flavors. And the neat thing about it is our taste buds change. Like if you were brought up in my family, you probably would love, Jewish food, all right? If I was brought up in your family, like what does your family eat all the time?
A whole lot.
Okay, let's just pick somebody. Let's just pick. Asian foods. Not something my family would. But if I was brought up in an Asian family, I would like it. Your taste buds can be trained, and they are by your parents or your surroundings or your family, your friends, wherever you go the most. And that's why you end up liking the food. You get on vegan food after a while. It's been so long for me. I'll go to a restaurant. And let's say I order. The restaurant will have vegan options.
Yep.
And I'll order the vegan chicken nuggets. And then they serve it to me. I go, ooh, and I'm like, oh, this is real chicken. You know what I mean? You can taste it. I no longer have that taste. Now, the nuggets that I love that were this much and the vegan nuggets that were down here, they've shifted. Now it's like, this is like, oh, I don't want that. I want that. I'm not giving up on anything is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, those are kind of the major objections that I hear from people. Did any of those hit home with you?
Few of them, yeah.
Hopefully I gave you something to think about, gave you the pamphlet. Right on, you're on your way. When are you gonna go vegan? Start right now? Should we cut our hands and mix our blood, say high five and just join the cult? Or that's a joke, Okay, because you don't know me, man. I could be.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time, taking time to stop. Be well. Gotcha. That was a pleasant conversation. I asked him a couple questions up front. He really didn't seem too conversational, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And this is what you activists can do. If you get somebody who's on the quiet side, but they're still showing buying signs, like they're interested, I gave him three of the most typical objections that somebody would give me, like taste or convenience or, friends, that kind of thing. And I offered it to him. So that if he does consider moving forward, going vegan, at least in the back of his mind, he'll like, all right, I've heard I heard how to deal with it. So who knows? Again, you put a stone in their shoe, so when they walk away, every time they step on that stone, they think about it, and hopefully somewhere down the line they'll just say, darn it, I'm taking this stone out of my shoe and going vegan. All right. Well, not a whole lot of traffic right now. It's hot, it's humid, it's muggy, but doing what we do. Good afternoon. Want to have a conversation about if animal abuse is a sin or not? All right. It is? You think so? So that means you believe that, if it's a sin, that means you believe there's a God then, right? All right, no, cool, that's what I mean. Would God think the food you eat comes from a sinful source? I'm sorry, I can't hear you, man. Come on back. Oh, well. Hey. Care to have a conversation on if animal or not? I saw the Wizard of Oz in that, the way he was writing, Well, let's go back before we skip to there, because you made a couple statements that I think I'd like to talk about first. Sure. You said Genesis chapter 1. We got from Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, all the way up to verse 31. We have God's perfect blueprint on what he wanted life to be.
Right.
In other words, everything in there is the only place in all 66 books of the Bible where God put a seal of approval and said it was very good, and it was vegan. You and I both agree on that, correct?
Yes.
Then sin entered the world in Genesis chapter 3. Okay, that's when sin and death, according to the Apostle Paul in Romans, the sin and death entered the world at that time. There was no death prior. So if we eat animals, are we not giving in to sin? Are we not still taking pleasure from something that it was a result of sin when it was never God's original intention?
But God's original intention too, like in that world before everyone was naked, because there was no lust, there was no sexual impurity. Does
Fine.
that mean that we should all be naked?
I have no problem with that, but that's not what you and I are discussing.
No,
here
right,
today.
but it's just, I feel like it's similar to that topic. And then sin did enter the world. And then there's topics like...
Okay, well, let's go with the nudity thing. In today's society, if we were still living back in the Garden of Eden, yeah, let's be naked the way God made us. There was no shame.
Sure.
But since then, we've also given into the thing structures in society. I wouldn't do it just because it offends. I don't feel bad being naked. But I'm not going to do it in front of these people because they might find it offensive. We have structures in our society. What's that?
So get naked.
Yeah, she will. Which could be kind of fun right now. But I'm looking at you instead of her. But so we're going to deal with our confines of our society, but I don't necessarily going to consider that sin. I would consider taking what God created the animals for, which was for His glory, not for us.
Sure.
They were never made for food, they were made for companionship, remember? Okay, so if they were made for companionship, they were made in a world that was supposed to be vegan, why are we giving in to sin?
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, which is why I asked this question.
Good-
Like,
good question.
is animal abuse a sin? Okay, so now let's kind of just kick around the idea, what would God consider sin? Now, you
that
mentioned-
separates Him from us.
Okay, separates from Him or goes against His will. Would you agree with that? So if it goes against His will, you said you raised the chickens. What was God's will for those chickens?
I think at a certain point to just love them.
To love-
And not
exactly.
to eat them. And I think after a certain point, I think that it became okay. And correct me where I'm wrong.
Did it well, okay, I'll try. You don't mind if I'm correcting because, well, at least I think you're wrong. And I hope by the time we're done talking, you agree.
We'll see.
But if you don't, it's okay too. God created them for purpose, His glory, right? I'm trying to get out of the sun myself.
Nah, you're good.
And for His glory. It was never meant for consumption. His glory means this is the way I made the chicken. I made it with wings. The animal should have the ability to open up its wings and use them, correct? Yet are any of the chickens that are kept in, let's say, the egg farms able to do that? When you keep 4 of them in a cage that's this big and they only have the amount of space like, no.
That's bad.
Again, we're denying. When God made the chicken originally, before we genetically manipulated them, how many eggs a month would they produce? Just like a woman, they would produce 1. Or maybe they might do 2 or 3 in a clutch.
Oh,
and then-
really? In a month?
Yeah.
Oh, so them doing one a day
It's
is a product of
is product of genetic manipulation. It gets worse. Think about it. An egg, there's a little bit of difference, but I'm going to say it's very similar to a woman having a period. Is that a pleasurable experience? So now, because of genetic manipulation, this animal, this chicken, is going through this painful experience several times a month. It's going on the average once a day. Can you imagine saying to a woman, "Yeah, I'm going to treat you humanely. You're going to have your period once a day"? Yeah, I know it's a little silly for me to say like that, but I'm trying to give you some parameters, a ballpark to work with. The next thing would be the lifespan of the chicken. What time do they kill them? I think in the poultry industry, they kill them at 6 weeks, 8 weeks old. Yeah, when they should be living years.
Like how many years?
I think chickens live 6 years. I
What
don't
if
know.
I kill my chicken at the 5-year mark? Is that more agreeable?
Well, you're saying more agreeable. Would it be more humane than killing them at the 4-year yard? Yeah. But still, you don't have to. You're doing it for a product that there's no need for anymore.
Wow.
That was 20 away.
That's interesting. So I forgetting for like random advice.
No, I appreciate the conversation. What?
All right. So like, let's say when it comes to like animal, like let's say like cows for milk and like chicken for eggs. I'm not gonna talk about like factory farm because obviously I believe that that's another. Yeah. I don't agree with that. Ideal world, I have my own animals. I love them. Unfortunately,
You're telling me you love a thing that you're going to kill.
absolutely. I love my chickens. Okay. Take care of them. I play guitar with them and I love chickens too. I like playing animals. At the end of the day, I feel like. But that's not the point, right?
Okay.
So what I'm really trying to talk about is like chicken.
Yeah.
Let's say, what are your thoughts on? Let's say I have my chicken. I give them the best life I can. They have misters. They have a fan. You know what I'm saying? They have food and cold water all the time and snacks. And I eat their chicken. But I never eat them. What are your thoughts about that? Because you're arguing for veganism and not vegetarian. So I'm wondering.
What would my argument be against you doing? Okay, I'm going to go back to Genesis chapter 1, where they were never meant for that purpose, exploitation. But if you're telling me that that's the only eggs you're going to eat, I'm not going to give you an argument. You've been kind enough to listen to all this. I appreciate your time. I think you're doing wonderful. I mean, why don't you just do that? You don't like factory farming. So how about when you walk away, just give some thought to...
I'll definitely give some thought.
You're not going to eat anything else from factory farms, just what you hunt or kill yourself.
Oh, so you're more willing to accept them?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying I'm accepting it, but what I'm trying to do is get you to do what the Israelites did, little by little, so you can see like this is possible, and I shouldn't be doing this in the first place. I'm thinking you're somewhere in that land where you just can't grasp it in your brain like the Israelites couldn't. That there is only one God.
I was vegetarian for 6 years. And I was very, you know what I'm saying. I was very. So I just have to, revert.
So then let's take it from the vegetarian view. Does God want us to exploit His creation? How is taking?
I just can't help but feel like there's a lot of more verses in the Bible.
There's a ton.
Not smart enough.
Do that right.
Let's see
Online.
You know what? You didn't bring your book, did you? He has a book called Vegans versus the Verses. You can look it up. Vegans
Really?
versus the Verses. It's a book and it covers everywhere in the Bible that talks about eating meat or not eating meat.
You wrote the book yourself?
Yeah.
He did.
Oh, congratulations.
Over COVID, we had 2 years.
I do a lot of activism. I talk to a lot of Christians, and this sign just brings out a lot of Christians too. So
I didn't even see it. I just saw the vegan. You guys.
And you could follow Vegan Heretic on YouTube and watch more videos where he breaks down little things as well.
I'm going to give you
See
two
it.
sources because you've been super nice. You're dripping with sweat, and I don't want to
I
keep you
am.
in the games. But
No, you're good. Don't
Vegan
worry about
Theology is an amazing podcast. Just start listening from podcast 1 whenever you got the time. This is an online church, all vegan. They have a service every Friday night for about half an hour, and then afterwards they go into a Zoom call, and then we all just sit around chit-chat. Check it out. But if you got those questions, type it into the search engine on this guy's YouTube channel.
This guy.
Here.
This guy.
Yeah.
Sounds
And he's got, I think, over 300 different sermons. And it's going to address all the questions you got. I tried to go real quick and through a whole
No,
bunch
you
of
gotta understand. I mean, my shift did start 30 minutes ago, so it's probably for the best.
It's just
It's all good. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you. You guys are out here in the sun too. You guys have waters and stuff. Everything good.
we have